Okay. Hey, hey, welcome to another episode of Model Mania. Of course, I'm your host, Brandy Thomas. We are filming right here inside the Artists United Network production suite at Soulful Illusion Studios. And guys, we are ramping down to our season finale. And of course, if you have not seen all the good episodes from this season, I highly encourage you to go back and watch. We have dished out so many tips and tricks and good information over the last few months that if you are a model, it is only going to benefit you. And of course, today we're doing just that, giving you just a little bit more. We want to talk today a little bit about networking and how important it is to truly network with lots of different people in your industry. We do something here at the studio called the KP Project. So we have some guests today and we're going to talk a little bit about what they're involved in the KP Project and some things that we're having them do that are prepping them for a modeling career if they so choose to have one. One of those things, of course, is social media. Social media is such an important, valuable resource right now in our world. Guys, everything. I mean, everything is on social media. So if you are not utilizing social media to your advantage, then you're a step behind the person beside you who is. So that's kind of what we're going to talk today about: networking, utilizing social media, and of course how to benefit and reach people that are going to benefit your career in just that category. Now, networking sometimes is going to an event, right? Networking sometimes is reaching out and introducing yourself to like industry people. Networking sometimes means going to networking events. Now, we do that here at the studio. We do Friday once a month where you models and photographers get to come together and network, meet each other, exchange information, and then of course you also get to shoot together and build portfolios up. And then hopefully you take those relationships and run with them and utilize them in the future. One piece of advice, okay, for models, if you are getting into the industry, I will say network with everybody, okay? Network with everybody, but don't work with everybody. I think that's what I'm trying to say. You want to make sure that people know who you are. So I think it's crazy. Sometimes you hear, and as a photographer, you always have favorite models or models that you go to that are, they're going to get the work done for you if you need so. But those models are also going to work with other photographers, and that's perfectly fine, as they should. As models, it is so important for you to have connections in several different areas, so that way when this job ends, you have the opportunity to get on in different jobs. Because let's face it, as a model, it's not necessarily a job that's 9 to 5, you go to every day, you have it all year long, and it's never going to end. Modeling gigs are kind of just that, gigs, and they come and go. So networking is important to make sure that when that job ends, you always have another door to walk through to have an opportunity for another job. We're going to take a quick break and, of course, come back with our very first guest and talk a little bit about the KP Project and, of course, more about networking and some different opportunities that you can have, of course, to network once you get into this industry. Make sure you check out the other shows on the network and some of our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Model Mania. I'm your host, Brandy Thomas. Of course, we're right here inside the Artists United Network production suite at Soulful Illusion Studios. And our guest today is none other than Miss Lessi. How are you?
Good.
Okay, so I have a question. Would you prefer us call you Lessi, or will you prefer Celeste?
I'm okay with Lessi.
Okay,
I really
all right.
like Lessi, and plus that's what everybody knows me
That's
by.
your very smart girl. See, she's learning. We're talking about branding yourself as a model, and of course, her model name is Lessi. Say the Ashairah, right?
Lessi Ashairah.
Woo! I did get it right. All right, almost. I pronounced the I a little bit wrong, but that's
Cool.
okay. All right, I did good. Okay, so we're of course at the end we're gonna tell you where you can find her at if you want to follow her or even book her for work. But we want to talk about modeling for you and how you got started. So
Okay.
tell me how long, because how old are you now?
I'm 12 years old.
Okay, so how long have you been modeling or even been in this industry or in this little world here?
Since I was 5. So
Okay.
this is going on to my 8th year of modeling.
Very cool. So what did you start out doing initially?
Print ads and just commercials and stuff like that.
Okay. Very cool. Okay, so talking commercials where you actually had speaking parts?
I believe so, yes.
Yes.
But-
Okay. Very cool. So you've been doing it since you were little bitty.
Yes.
That's
I
exciting.
used to strut the house, and then my mom was like, "You're old enough to do this now. You're like 11." I think I started when I was 10. So she was like, "You're 10 now. You're allowed to do this."
Very
Come on,
cool.
Let's go.
Okay. So now let's talk about walking the runway in fashion shows. How long have you actually been walking runway?
About 2 to 3 years.
Very cool. As far as modeling goes, do you think that you have a favorite part? Do you like runway more, or do you like the photo shoots and the print stuff more, or are you kind of even?
It kind of depends.
Okay.
Because for runway, I can strut any outfit, of course.
She can.
But it kind of depends on the scenery for me, because I love to like look at different sceneries and stuff like that. But print ads, those are really fun because those sceneries are amazing. And then sometimes you get flied out for some. So I get really excited when I see casting calls for print ads. And I just find it quite exciting for both. So it levels out each other.
Very cool. So there are good things that you love about both worlds.
Yes.
Okay. Very cool. So we of course are talking about networking, and I think that that's something. First of all, I would say that you and I know your mom has a big part of networking for you, but that's something that you guys are very, very good at, and you guys are always making sure that you are you're hopping around and doing the different casting calls and working with different photographers and different networking nights. Talk to me a little bit about Friday, because you have now, is this your second time you've come to Friday? All right, so we're going to talk about the KP project here in just a minute, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit about what that is and kind of what the girls do. But part of the KP project, one of the perks is that the girls get to come to Friday here at the studio and network and mingle. So how is that for you? How do you like that?
That's really fun for me because I get to meet all these different people, all these different models that get to work with you. They always talk great about you, of course. But everybody is so nice and so sweet. Along with the photographers, they make sure you're comfortable with yourself and in anything that they have you posing with or doing. So I feel like that plays a big role into the KP project as well. And I feel like you helped with this for this reason, so we can know where our comfort level is and we could just explore. And then Friday, there's so many things that goes on with it, so many different backgrounds, so many different things you get to try. And especially Friday, you get to try different poses and different things. And maybe you found something at Friday that you want to try on the runway or in a print ad.
Yes.
So it's just really fun, and it helps my adventure side comes out.
Yes, and that literally is the point of Friday. Guys, if you don't know what Friday is, it is our monthly photographer model meetup that we do here at the studio. We allow 10 photographers and 20 models. The cost is $20, and you pay and you come and network and shoot and get photos done in our studio and really get to meet, like you said, meet other people. But what it is really about is practicing and honing in on your craft. Yes, you may get some great portfolio images to add to your portfolio, social media or professional, but you also really get to practice the poses, and you get to kind of see where you are with that, the levels of practice that you've put in. You get to kind of see that come to life. And then what's cool about that is that you then take that maybe to a private photo shoot and actually, okay, and now I really want to do this because now I've kind of gotten my feet wet and I'm going to practice more. It just kind of breaks the ice, I think, with things that you want to do. So
definitely.
I highly encourage you to come to Friday. Okay, so let's talk about the KP Project. You guys, KP Project season number 2 is underway. Today is the girls' very first challenge that's due, their very first social media challenge. So we really truly put these girls through a lot of different scenarios with the KP Project. The KP Project is my way. If you have a platform, I tell you, if you have a platform, you should be using it for something good. So this is my way to use my platform to give back to the girls in the community. Essentially, at the base of the KP Project, we are trying to promote self-confidence and being uniquely you, and hopefully finding something that you're passionate about within our industry. Now, yes, modeling is kind of at the forefront of that, and that's at the face of that, because we're helping these girls and training them and giving them all the tools that we have and all the knowledge that all of our partners and friends and colleagues have, because it's not just me, it's not just the studio. We really truly are bringing in an entire village to run this project and to be a part of it. And so we're hoping that all of those things play a role in these young girls' lives. Now, when we talk about young ladies, we talk about being confident. We talk about sometimes young ladies, more so than young men, have incredible senses of self-doubt or about their appearance. Young girls are really mean, and if you don't look the perfect part sometimes, then you kind of get the mean girl of some people. So we're trying to promote happiness and conflict resolution, and truly trying to show the girls that words sometimes hurt a lot, and so all of those things, along with the training and the coaching and the challenges, are all at the base of the KP Project. So tell me, I'm going to pull up our calendar of events because I want to show you guys some things that we're going to put the girls through. But tell me, while I do that, what do you think you're most excited about for this season of the KP Project?
Okay, so I know that we have social media challenges, and I'm so excited for that because I want to see how I get to adventure out, and if we do go out of town, will I possibly think, oh, social media challenge, we could use this in the future.
Yep.
So I just can't wait to explore and do a whole lot with this. I also know that you said we get to style ourselves for some of fashion shows, and we get to do some of our future or what we dream of photo shoots.
Yep.
So I'm so excited to see that happen very soon.
Yep.
And I'm excited for all the people that I know and don't know to be joining me on this quest, because then I get to meet people, but then I also get to hang out with people I already know.
Yep. It is. It's truly going to be a whirlwind of things that the girls get to do. I'm trying to pull up all of their things that they are doing, because I really want you guys to see some different projects and challenges that we're putting them through. So today, like she said, they get to do social media challenges. All right. So essentially, with the training, we're trying to get them better at the marketing, the advertising, the branding of themselves. Because when you're a model, you Lessi are the brand, and so we're trying to help them learn to brand themselves. All right, and this starts truly at the foundation. That's probably my person that I was supposed to phone call last episode trying to get a hold of me. Hang on, let me turn my volume down. We that truly starts at the basis of everything they do, not just the modeling. So we're rolling in so many different things into these projects: teamwork, participation, their ability to take criticism, their ability to work through maybe some conflict and some different things like that that they may have on set, their ability to take in and soak in the knowledge around them. All of those things will play a role in the different challenges. So let's look at the calendar of events, and then we're going to talk a little bit about these different challenges before we take a break, okay? Today's first social media challenge is that I want the girls to create their social media pages, and then they have certain things that they have to do. They have to, for instance, follow... They have to send invites to at least 20 people, right, to like their page. They have to follow at least 20 like industry pages. So all of these things are going to help them start to network and start to get their name out there and for people to start to see them. So some of these social media challenges are pretty cool. Our next social media challenge is going to be a TikTok challenge. If you are not using TikTok to your advantage right now, I promise you're behind everybody. I need to get better at doing TikTok. So I'm hoping these girls are going to help me through the KP project, post lots of TikToks because I really am not good at it. So TikTok is like, I don't know the statistics, but I would like to say it's probably number one as far as a social media platform right now. And if you're not advertising on it, then you are crazy, because everybody is, especially the people that we in my industry are looking at and trying to sought after, are on TikTok. And so TikTok, you should be posting almost up to 4 times a day. Did you know that?
Yes, but I've been really busy, so I actually have nothing posted on my TikTok.
I know, it's so hard. So we're gonna, during the KP project, and that's something we're gonna talk about, because that's me. I get so busy sometimes that I forget to post this day, or maybe I do like dramatic, crazy, over excessive posting on another day. So we're going to talk a little bit about balancing that out. And one way to do that is to take one day a week, or maybe one day a month. Okay, because when you do TikToks or you do social media things, you want to make sure that you are presentable. Some people want to go get their hair and makeup done, and it is a big thing. You don't want to have to do that several times or a week or whatever. So do it all in one day. Take a whole day and film several different things, but keep them in your little suitcase and just post them occasionally. So that's something we're gonna talk about.
Some like TikTokers / YouTubers / streamers who have time limits and they time it out. So they'll post at 7:00.
Yep.
Almost every day or every other day. Yep. And then they will get ready or start filming at a certain time. Yep. Or they'll film if they have extra from the day before. They'll just post some of that mixed with what they filmed that day as well. Yep.
It truly almost is a full-time job. Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to make it.
Yeah, but if you do it smart and you truly, like I said, if you take a day, for me anyway, if you take a day and do it all in one day, then you have this kind of arsenal of different posts that you can pull out and not have to film every day. You can just post every day. So those are all things that we're trying to teach them throughout this project. So, of course, we have our kickoff party and celebration on June the 10th. June the 10th, we're going to do our very first in-person challenge with the KP project, and it is called Shades of Beauty. And I'm really, really excited about this project. I, of course, have went out and bought different shades of a neutral toned tank top for the girls. And so they are, depending on skin tone, they are going to be wearing a different shade of tank top. And so, of course, we have girls, excuse me, in the KP project that are an all arrays of cultures and backgrounds. And so I'm really excited to put them all together and just show that that beauty comes in an array of different shades. And that's really what the project is. So the girls with the in-person challenges, they are going to be judged based on some things that happen on set. So they'll be responsible for bringing certain things to the photo shoot or to the challenge. It may be, a full day. Sometimes we're doing hair and makeup, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then we're filming for, another 4 or 5, 6 hours. So we're really, truly going to be putting them right into the mix of what this world would actually be like if they decide to have a career in that. So tell me, challenge-wise, have you looked at the in-person challenges? Mm-hmm. What do you think, which one do you think you're most nervous for, I think?
Shades of Beauty, kind of.
Really?
I feel like...
Why?
I don't know. I feel like I always get kind of nervous for the most chill ones.
Okay.
But I feel like that's what makes me nervous about them, because it's like you don't know how chill they're going to be.
Ah, okay.
But then again, you don't know how, they're going to be.
Okay, I understand that. Okay, so the Shades of Beauty, just to calm your nerves some, okay, is going to be pretty chill. It's going to be a very soft photo shoot, if that makes sense. Okay, so it's not going to be any crazy dramatic posing. It's going to be very soft
and
delicate. Very soft and delicate, yeah, as far as the look of the photo shoot. And it's going to actually serve a purpose. It will be our group cover photo for the KP project. So that will be the group poster for the season. And we just want to showcase, like I said, everybody's different shades of beauty. So don't be nervous. It's okay. We're still going to let you guys be yourself. But this one will be a little bit more toned down. So that's going to kind of be something you're judged on too. How well can you kind of tone down the crazy posing and just kind of make it a little softer? Because you never know what your clients want.
I can actually do that pretty well,
yeah.
I feel like.
That's okay.
Because on the runway, when you add certain designers or people who's working in the industry, what type of models, what type of posing are they looking for? Yep. Some will say soft and delicate. Some will say dramatic and extra.
Yep.
It just depends. So you always want to ask first.
Yes.
And then at casting calls, you want to try to get around to see what type they're looking for. Because if you don't, sometimes you're like, oh, I really want it to be pink.
Yep.
But then you got to realize some people want a certain type of delicacy and certain way.
And
to
sometimes
do things.
it's not anything ever bad against a model. It's just you don't fit exactly what they may be looking for, and that's perfectly okay. I think the rejection portion of this industry is where you learn the most. Okay, and I think that if you talk to, you could probably pick any supermodel in the world. Tyra Banks, I'm sure, would tell you that she probably got passed over for jobs more than she got picked for jobs sometimes, especially in the beginning. Especially in the beginning.
It's hard sometimes because I know some people take the rejection part a little bit more hard than the rest, or they just kind of want to give up, but they keep trying at it. So I feel like definitely the KP project will help with that.
Yes.
And
yes.
I felt like I was going to be really scared trying to join the KP project, because when I first met you, I was like, I don't know. This is an interview. I haven't met her. Is she gonna be mean?
I don't know why everybody says that about me. I my kids tell me they which if they wouldn't call me 100 times, maybe it wouldn't be this way. But they're like, Mom, you're like a celebrity. I can't even get a hold of you. I'm like, I'm not. That's not true. But
yeah, I feel like people talk about you a lot.
Yeah,
like,
that's okay though.
People you meet for the first time and you're like, do you know Brandy? Yes, I know her. I went to her Friday sometimes, and I'm just like, like, she's definitely a celebrity without knowing she's a celebrity.
I don't feel that way, but I appreciate that. I love that people say that, but I am just me. And if you meet me, you'd be like, it's just Brandy.
Yeah, you're really, really chill. And then I remember you saying I got into the KP project. I was jumping around. I was happy. I was smiling. I was just walking down the house just like...
It's exciting, guys. The opportunity really that we lay in front of the girls with the KP project is truly amazing. Not just the information and the challenges and the, of course, with their challenges comes panel and judging. So are you nervous about panel and judging? Because they're going to be judged and they are going to score based on how they did in their photo shoots. Now, it's not just on the photos or on the product that you get. Yes, that will be some of the judging, but we're judging them on so much more. Like we have people that are walking around, I call them my spies, right? And of course I will be on every set, but we are judging you also based on things that are happening on set. Are you sitting in the corner on your cell phone and not communicating with everybody? That's probably not a good thing. We want to make sure that you're networking with everybody and that you're communicating, that you're helping maybe people that are not as comfortable on set as you may already be, or you are networking and talking to the photographers and the videographers and the set designer and the creative director, and making sure that you are networking and truly being professional on set. There's so many things that you will be judged on. So are you nervous?
I'm a little bit nervous, but I feel like I do those things already.
Yes,
especially with new models. I'm always like, is this your first time? I can see that you're nervous, but you don't have to be.
And we do have some new girls that have never done this.
It's not as bad as it sounds. No. It's not really harsh or anything.
Nope.
And I definitely feel like I talk and I make sure I network and I talk and I help everybody before I kind of go sit in the corner and chill. When I do that, that's probably most of the time when everybody else is chilling and then all the parents are talking and stuff, because it kind of seemed like the parents and the kids kind of alternate their times with each other. Like the parents, they would hang out and they would talk, but then they'll be on their phone while us kids are hanging out and talk. And then we'll just go sit, talk to one another, or play on a phone or something. And then they're like, hi guys, what's up?
Do you think that is probably one of the best things about modeling, is that you truly do get to meet so many new people and broaden your friendships with people in the industry?
Yes, but you also have to make sure more than ever, because you know how your parents would always say, not everybody is your friend. You have to make sure of that more than anything in the industry, because people will see like the way that you are moving, the way that your modeling career is going and how it's pushing real forward. And they'll just be like, yeah, I'm her best friend. And then they're just using you to get your fame and your clout and get where you are. And then they'll just drop you. So you have to be careful of that. And I always make sure that I am careful, even if I do trust the people that I am with. I still am very cautious, because I'm kind of like really just cautious of my surroundings, and you might think I seem suspicious, but I'm just really trying to peep the scene.
That's
to
okay.
See what's going
There's
on.
nothing wrong with that. We do a safety. We did a safety episode, and we talk about when you walk in a room, you should always be looking around and making sure you know where the exits are, that you know how you got in the building, that you know the people that are around, and maybe someone that looks suspicious that shouldn't be where you are on set or something. And so none of those things. That's okay. Those are all good things for you to be doing, and I recommend everybody do those types of things. And let's backtrack. Okay, let's talk a little bit about, and you touched on it a little bit, about people in the industry who just have bad intentions. And unfortunately, that is, I would say, I would probably say that's the number one issue in this industry, is just having people who have really bad intentions, especially with children. So many of us who are adults in this industry, I think, wish that we would have had the start that maybe, some of you young kids had. And some adults, when they see that, they think that you're going to get them where they didn't get to go themselves. And so sometimes they're going to try to use you or use what you and your family have put in the hard work into your brand and your name. And I think that your mom is good at peeping out those kind of people, though. She'll definitely keep you safe in that aspect. And what's good is that you're learning it now, so that when you turn 18 and you finally have you have control of making those 100% making those decisions, that you're better equipped to do that when you're that age, because unfortunately this industry is full of those people. Ugh.
I also make sure I tell my mom whatever I feel like she did not peep. I make sure to let her know what it made me feel like, or what's going on at the moment, or I think we should leave or something like that if I don't feel comfortable in the moment. And especially since I've had encounters of, not in the modeling industry, but like outside of that, I've had encounters of people trying to like grab me or like, you want a piece of candy. It's just, it became so like scary for me. It made me become super cautious, and it's very sad that at 12 years old, you kind of got to be this cautious, especially even with your parents around. There's so many things that happened when they're gone for like 2 seconds. So anytime my mom comes back and she's like, okay, are you good? You know, are you okay? Are you safe?
An adult can say something to a child with a parent away, or do something very quickly. You're right. It could happen. It doesn't take long for something to happen.
And I make sure I tell mom like everything that's going on, even if it's not important. I'm like, yeah, I just talked to so-and-so, I hung out with so-and-so. But if I do see something, I'm like, yeah, I was hanging out with so-and-so and I just saw this and I thought it was really strange, or they were just like kind of sneaking around. I know not too long ago, some of the people that I modeled with, they figured out that somebody that used to shoot at like birthday parties and stuff for them went to jail because of,
we've heard this story. Yes. I think this is a pretty popular story in the St. Louis area, and yes, unfortunately, that he was messing around with a minor girl, I think, or something. So it was not good. That is something, you guys, if you know anything about me personally, you know that I am a heavily advocate for those situations to hopefully not happen. And if you are a photographer that has ill intentions, and it's ever brought to my attention, don't be surprised if you are put on blast, because
my mom is an advocate.
It's not okay.
My mom is an advocate for like people on like school boards and school plans and stuff, but outside of that, she's like an advocate for so much more. I feel like deep down, personally, she just has good intentions 24/7. So when she peeps something, she's like, nope, this is not happening. When she sees something that is not right, she is not going to be a bystander. She's not going to sit around and let it happen. She's going to make sure that she says something about it. And then afterwards, she's definitely going to tell that person, guardian, their parent, whoever is there with them, so that she can make sure that they're safely being taken care of, that they're safely talked to about what has happened, and that she don't invade their privacy, but she also helps them in a way that she didn't even know that was probably helpful.
It takes a village, all right? And especially when you talk about being on set, sometimes you are on set or even behind the scenes at the fashion shows and things like that. You just always want to make sure that the people that you're putting around your children or even around you as an adult model have good intentions, because there are she's so right. There's so many people in the world that just have really bad intentions, and part of networking is kind of figuring that out. And so it's important to be able to make sure that when you are networking, that you are not how do I say this without it sounding really bad, not looking for someone to give you something, but more so looking for an opportunity to show people how hard you've worked. And what I mean by that is when people in this industry see that you are desperate, or they see that you need them, or that you don't have another option, then at that point they feel like they can twist and do what they want to make you think you're going to get the dream that you're sought after. So just be very leery and very careful of who you network. Now, of course, in the St. Louis area, there are so many great organizations. There are so many great photographers. There are so many great artists that you can network with. Now, when you are a model, what's cool is that modeling is literally anything. It could be a makeup line. It could be a watch company. You could be modeling. I'm sure you guys have heard my story about my friend who called me, and she was so excited. She got put on a billboard. Oh my gosh, you have to drive by this billboard, and you got to take a picture and send it to me. They just told me that they put it up and it's finished, and I want to see it. And I drove by this billboard, and y'all, it was nothing but teeth. Her big, beautiful smile, not even her eyes. You couldn't even, no eyes, just teeth. And of course, it was a billboard for a dentist's office.
I mean, but she was happy she got the
She was so excited, and it was not, and of course, when they're taking the photos, of course they're taking photos of her whole face. So she was thinking it was going to be her face on the billboard, and it was just her. No. Let me tell you, though, her smile was drop dead gorgeous. So it is what it is. And I still took the picture and sent it to her.
I feel like that's really good because she also went to you as her support system, you know. It's good to have a support system in this industry because being lonely it will work most of the time, but it will be very complicated. And will be hard for some of the topics we just talked about a few seconds ago about being safe and stuff. It'll be very hard to keep up with that. Also, you need somebody to also make sure, like when you're getting out towns casting calls or St. Louis casting calls, they're not schemes, that they're not suspicious. So even if you reach out to someone you really, really, really trust, or Brandy, or your parents, or a guardian, just like, hey, I'm going to send you this link, and I want you to tell me if this seems a little suspicious. Like, even if it's just about the fees or anything, just make sure you have somebody to reach out to.
I agree with that.
Going to a person as a support system is very important.
We talk about, you know, things, your tips to becoming a model, and getting a mentor or having a mentor in this industry is so important. It doesn't necessarily have to be a model coach, doesn't have to be a manager or an agent, just someone who is, like you said, a support system, someone that you can go to, someone that you can vent to, that can give you advice, someone that is there to give you pointers and tips and things like that within the industry. So that is very, very, very important. Okay, so tell me, let's see here. I want to pull up the presentations. Okay, have you looked into the presentations for the KP project a little bit? Okay, so like we talked about, presentations for the KP project. You know, the KP project is more than just modeling. We, of course, want to give the girls a basis for community, give them a sense of compassion, and hopefully they become a voice to change things in their community. So we have two things that we're making the girls do, and they're called presentations. Of course, they do a team presentation, and then they do an individual presentation. The team presentation is really going to be the interesting one. The tagline is called, "It's the community for me." And as you guessed it, each team is going to be responsible for putting a project together that is all about giving back to the community around you. So we're going to encourage them to take a walk through their neighborhoods, take photos of their community, research statistics in their cities about things that maybe are important to them, whether that be gun violence or schools, education, homeless, veterans. We're going to give them an open door to truly come up with a project that is going to directly give back to the community at hand. We also are going to have them plan a fundraiser that's going to fund the said project. Now, what's cool about this is that whoever wins the team presentation, we're going to put their community service project into full effect with the backing of the studio. So we're going to put it to work.
that sounds so fun. My mom is kind of like a party planner type, and I feel like I got some of that passed down, so I feel like I could really do this. And then there's like 3 things that I want to do, like the community project on, but all in one, so we're going to make it.
All right. Remember, it's a team project too, so you'll be doing it with your big sis, and you guys will kind of be doing it together. The cool thing about this project and why I specifically chose this is because of the fact that all of our girls come from different cultures, different backgrounds, different areas as far as the city goes and the community. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see you guys get together and truly work on what's important to both of you and see how you bring that to life. So I'm excited. And of course, like I said, they'll get to put their project into full effect. Now, the next project is the individual one. This is probably my favorite, okay? And of course, the tagline here is called, "It's the confidence for me." At the basis of the KP project, of course, is self-confidence. That's what we're promoting. That's what we're preaching. That's what we're trying to teach the girls and hoping that they gain from this more than anything. So you guessed it. The presentation is going to be all about finding your confidence and being a beacon for others to find theirs as well. So what we're hoping is that through the project, they've learned, along the journey, self-confidence, being you is the best thing and the best feeling. Furthermore, that we hope that they've learned that having compassion and being a vessel in the community that spreads kindness, good vibes, and is willing to help their fellow neighbor if need be makes the world a better place. So the presentation essentially is going to be a speech accompanied with a video that's going to play while they give their speech. And the girl that wins this part is going to, let me get down here. Oh, gosh darn it. I'm getting up to the prizes here. The girl that wins the individual presentation will go on tour with their presentation. All right. Basically, what they're going to be doing is going to 3 different schools and 2 different events here locally, and they will be giving their presentation to these schools and events. And of course, we're also going to make a short promo video about their presentation and let them actually have a video to post on social media and websites and share with the world. So that's all going to be part of the project as well. We're trying to truly build a foundation of young people, not just young models. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like that's going to be like a TED Talk type, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Because at school, presentations, no.
You don't like them?
Outside of school, and I feel like at other schools, yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So you don't like to sit, so when you have presentations at school, you don't like to sit in on them?
I mean, I like to see other people and their presentations, but when it comes to mine, I feel like school don't really give us enough time because they can't really spend as much time as you want on this. It doesn't matter because you don't really get like that much time. You only get a few days. So I feel like when you have presentations at the end of the school year, it's easier and it makes you feel better because you're like, oh my God, I had 3 weeks to do this. I feel like I put my whole heart and soul into this.
You don't feel rushed. Do you feel like you were able to take your time?
Yeah, but when you're at school, you only have like a week, and that's to plan for 3 days and then get your script ready for another, and then you have one night to finish the rest.
You know what's interesting? I have incredible stage fright, okay? Like coming on doing this filming stuff and singing on stage and recording. I get nervous really bad, but in school, I killed my presentations. That was like, I was ready for presentation day. I was excited and I wanted to get up in front of everybody and talk. And I don't know what changed between high school and now that I have this weird sense of stage fright, but it did.
Everybody kind of likes my presentation. They're like, I wish I did mine like that. And I'm like, no, yours was amazing. Like for history, we had an end of a school year presentation. We worked on it for like 4 weeks actually. And one person did one on flamingos, and I was like, what? Like their feathers, they come out as like white, and then So I'm like, this is so wow. And then because all of the like flamingos that you see are bright pink and stuff most of the time on photos, some have like a mix of white and pink. Or
so when their feathers first come out, they're white.
Yeah,
I
and
did
it's
not
super,
know that. Learn something new every day.
Fascinating. And I'm like, what? I love yours. And she was like, but you're learning about other planets like Earth, because that's what I did. And it was mostly about the Gliese 667 CC. And that was kind of fun to research about too, because it can, like, its star, its sun itself can live up to about 10 to 15 more years than the sun itself. Like, even if the sun exploded. So I just felt like, and it's like 2.8 light years away. So I felt like, oh my God, I love learning about this.
Is it a habitable planet?
Yes, they feel like in the future, humans can survive on there. And then they found insects and stuff. They haven't found animals yet. But I feel like it's kind of like Mars, how they think animals live on the inside of, like, their planet. I feel like that might be the same there, because I feel like every light year adapts differently. And then if you zoom out, there's, like, a whole bunch of planets that makes one planet. And then you zoom out, there's, like, it's bright. Like, it feels like a whole planet, but it's, like, another sun, and it's really, really bright. So you just, like, you get really into it and interested.
Planets always confused me. I always got confused with planets and stars and the sun, and it's interesting to me, but the science of it confuses me.
If you zoom out, I love science, but if you zoom out, it can be scary for some people how much, like, you can't even zoom out all the way of our solar system, of, like, all the solar systems combined. So I feel like it's really crazy, but I love science so much. So learning about black holes and stuff, and then I know in 7th grade
let me ask you this then: if you love science so much, do you think that that this modeling thing will ever get pushed to the side for you to explore your science love?
No, I feel like it would be equal. I mean, even if I have to go outer space and do a photo shoot, I will do it.
She's down. She's going to do a photo shoot in her spacesuit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a chance to explore and find myself, but I also know that the science side can also come into the modeling side.
Yep.
Because during photo shoots, I most of the time want to do them in, like, jungles that are waterfalls. So there's going to be, like, animals and different things there that will, like, ooh, science, and it will just bring it out so much. Like, my dream one is to do a jungle one or go to Paris. I would love to see Paris Fashion Week, because I see some of the stuff that they have, and it's really, really interesting.
Yes. Like, Paris Fashion Week, I think, probably is on every model's bucket list. If it's not, it probably should be, because Paris Fashion Week is definitely one to put in your books. It is amazing. You're not going to see any fashion in Paris that you see in the States. It's just totally different. The models even in Paris that they're bringing to the runway there are bar none. It's really, the whole production is great. I mean, I highly recommend you go if you ever have the opportunity to go. Really, really, really go. I will be this year going to New York Fashion Week in September. We have one girl. I'm sorry. We have 2 in-house models currently that have been picked to walk in New York Fashion Week so far, and hopefully we're gonna add some more to that list. We're shooting for that, but we're going in September, and I'm super excited. It's gonna be my first New York Fashion Week, and I'm stoked. I cannot wait.
I want to go, because I want to go to New York. I want to go to Paris. But if I went to Paris, I promise you, we would probably get a one-way ticket and
never come back. That would be me if I went to Paris. So I gotta wait until my kids are grown and out of the house, so that way I can make that.
I said I
decision.
would go everywhere before I go to Paris, because even if I did go to Paris, we would, like, get a house there, and then we'll come back.
That's gonna be your final destination,
and then, like, go back, because I feel like there's so many beautiful things there, and then there's beautiful paintings. Like, there was this one guy, and he would rent out this apartment under lock and key. Nobody would go in or out. And it turns out he kept it for so long, and there was a 2 billion French painting in there that has never been seen by the world, and now it's like in an art museum and everything.
Wow.
But it was never seen by the world until he like passed away, and they had to get everything out of there, and it was only the painting in there, and then like a few pieces of covered furniture. So I was like, oh my god, that is like
wow.
And then you go look at it, and it's beautiful, and I felt like he kept that for so long because he felt like he was lucky to have it. But also, if he told the world, everybody would be trying to get it, and it would be hard. So I felt like he didn't want to keep it to himself, but then again, he had to. Because if everybody else saw it, they'd be like, give me, I want it. How much do you want for it? How much do you want for it?
It's kind of like when you win the lottery and you have a lottery ticket. Don't ever tell anybody that you win the lottery until you've cashed in on your lottery. I wouldn't even do it then, to be honest with you. But you have to worry about somebody breaking into your house and stealing your lottery ticket.
I would live like super low key, like how I live now, because I feel like sometimes when you become rich and famous, you can become like bratty and mean.
Very true.
And not to say bratty in a mean way, but it's the way how some kids grow up, and they grow up to be mean, and then maybe their parents
bratty
are super
is a good word for that. Bratty's a good word.
Their parents are super nice, but they grow up really, really mean because they have everything, and then their parents had to start off from scratch and build up that foundation, and then they don't even think about that. They're just like, I have all the money in the world. You don't have any. I have all the money in the world. You don't have any. So I feel like I want to live like how I live now, because it's amazing. It's fun. And I don't have to worry about, whoa, oh my God, give me that. And then that's where more fake friends come in.
Very true.
To try to grab stuff that they don't have, that you have. And they're like, I want that. Can you buy me this? I'll pay you back later. And it gets really, really crazy. So I feel like living how I live now is okay, and it's very important to take in the small moments. Like family time, we don't get that a lot. My sister works, my brother works, I work, and modeling, that takes up like our whole week. So when they're coming to my fashion show, supporting me, I love to like network, not for myself, but for them too, because they're not really going to jump in front of somebody's face, because first things first, they're really low key.
Yes, they are.
And
they're very
second
quiet
things second, they're not just gonna be like, hey, so here go my card. Just go ahead and let me know when you want some art. Like, it's super different because my brother is going to the film and editing, marketing part. So to photographers and stuff, I like to talk him up. My sister, she's more of going into art. And I know people who started off as artists and then they went into editing, or they went into designing. So I'm like, my sister, she's an artist. So let me know. You can also find her here and here. You can let my mom know. Just, I feel like it's so important to get their names out. And I do it all the time without them noticing, like without them realizing that I'm getting their name out there, because it's so important to me and to them, because they come out and support me. So why wouldn't I do the same? Like, people most of the time would just be like, drop them. You are the star. You are the star. But my siblings grew up in the house with me. They helped me get where I am today. So I feel like they play a huge role into my networking, because them being quiet always made me adventure and want to go out more and want to see all the different things of the world. So when they're like, drop them, no, because dropping them would like ruin my life. It will crush me.
Yeah, and that's where we talk about, making sure you surround yourself with good people, because there are unfortunately people that would recommend that in your life. Just like you talk about, you come into the world as a group, and then they're like, oh, you're a superstar. Let's drop the group and pull you. That happens like, sometimes.
I prefer to be alone. Okay, so you should drop them. But if they're your support system, you aren't going to drop them. Nope. They are there to have your back for life. So why wouldn't you do the same?
Right. Exactly.
Especially with my siblings, we have a very close bond. And then when we argue, my mom's like, make sure you guys make up, because they will always be there for you when nobody else is. And I'm like, you're right. I know. We all know in the house. We talk about everything together. My brother, he's moving out next year, and it kind of makes me want to cry.
Aww.
But I'm so happy he's getting to explore the world and being, like, himself to the fullest.
Yep. Okay, so let's look at a couple of your photos, and then, of course, we'd like to finish off the show looking at model bags. So we want to see what you have in your bag, but we want to look at a couple of photos of yours first before we do that. So let's pull up. I want to look at this picture right here. Do you know the photographer that took this photo? Do you remember?
Not at the moment.
That's okay. That's okay. What about this one?
That one, my mom actually took that picture.
Way to go, Mom.
And she does most of my editing and stuff when I don't come to Friday or when I don't get it professionally taken.
Okay.
And it's really fun. I'm not going to lie. I love it.
And let me see here. I have a couple others that I wanted to look at. Of course, this is a great photo.
That one.
We just shared this a few days ago. This is from Model Boot Camp. And this is taken by none other than Mr. A.G. Shaw. He's fantastic. And edited by yours truly, me. A.G. and I kind of teamwork the photos from boot camp. Of course, if you know A.G., he is a grown man, so he's not too keen on editing kitty pictures.
It's always amazing.
And so he takes the photos and he sends them to me, and I edit them. So it works out. And this is one of my favorite photos. I think
love that one. He was so scared when I was doing it because I would just like wobble, and then he's like,
"Didn't you? Wasn't Mom behind you throwing the skirt up? Didn't we finally have somebody throwing your skirt up?"
Yes, my mom. Yeah. She like woo.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought we finally had somebody throwing it up.
Though, because I got to like. Masterpiece coming to life.
Yes.
Even though that it's not a perfect masterpiece,
it's good,
still
though.
A masterpiece.
It worked, and you were stepped outside the box, and I loved it. Okay, so you look a little young here in this photo, but you may not be. How old are you in this photo?
That one I took last Friday.
No way.
Yes,
you look like a baby.
Backdrop. Last Friday, I took that picture, and it was so fun. I loved it.
And this is taken by, I'm going to say either Michelle or Amber, probably.
I feel like it was Michelle. I think it was Michelle.
Okay, maybe Michelle.
It was definitely Michelle.
Okay, with Farfalla.
She was like, okay, I love that outfit, girl. Now just get into it. Now just pose. And so I sat down on the ground. I'm like, what do I want to do? And then I put my legs out to the side, and she was like, stay like that.
That's funny.
And then she's like, turn your head just a little slight and like look your eyes over. And I'm like, okay. And
very
it was so fun. I loved it so much.
Okay, the last photo I want to look at. This is one of my favorites. Hang on, this is the group photo, which I love. But I want to look at your individual photo right here. I love this. I love this. I love this. And I'm pretty sure this is Carrie White is the photographer here that took this photo. And the outfit, lady. So talk to me about styling you, because obviously styling is not an issue that you have at all. So who styles you? Do you style yourself? Does Mom help with that?
Both. Okay, so when me and my mom are coming up with ideas and styling, I'm going to go to my mom and like, hey, I have this idea. You have to hear it. I tell her the idea. She's like, okay, let me see what I can do. We work together. She added her own accessories to it. Because I use my mom's stuff a lot. Like the necklace I had, hers. The necklace I have on right now, yours.
Yep, I was going to say, it's from the client closet. Yep.
It's really, really fun to bring everything to life. And then especially coming to Soulful Illusion Studios, it's been really fun because you have stuff in the back for models to try on and wear and express themselves through.
You guys have not seen my client closet. It's pretty spectacular. I have taken years, 5, 6, how many years I've been in business, I've been building my client closet. I've got everything from hats to gowns to regular clothes and shoes and heels and bobby pins and lashes and nails and you name it. I bet you I have it back there that you probably could show up here with nothing and have everything you needed for a photo shoot. Yeah, do you think so? I think so.
Definitely. Like there was last Friday, there was some people who's like, I only brought one outfit, and I'm like, there's stuff in the back. Let me come show you. She has everything. And she was like, oh my God, there go bobby pins, there go everything that I have been needing this whole entire time.
Everything you need, I got it here, I promise.
And turns out they had an outfit in their car, but they like, I don't have everything. I don't have bobby pins and everything for my hair. And I'm like, they have it all. Just look through it. And she was like, I'm grabbing that extra outfit. I'm taking another picture. And I was like, she has corsets in the back. She has everything. So then she just went back there and she was like, yeah, I'm finding my home here.
It's easy. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to look through Lessi's model bag and see what she has in her model bag. Hopefully, she's got some things in there that are on my top 10 list of items to put in your bag. We'll be right back, guys. Hey, welcome back to Model Mania. Of course, we are chatting with young model Lessi. She is a participant of the KP project, and of course, you can see her gracing the runway at several shows coming up. Tell me what shows you have coming up that people can find you at.
Let's think.
Are you going to be at the Blessed Models show on the 18th?
I think so, yes.
All right. Well, that's I'm sorry, I'm not Blessed Models. I'm thinking the Bosses Affair fashion show at the airport, and that's coming up on June the 18th. We like to do a segment here called What is in Your Model Bag? So, Lessi has brought her model bag, and I'm going to let her show us what some things are that she keeps in this bag at all times. So, go ahead and show me some things in your bag here.
Well, I have this pouch, and there's nothing in it right now. But usually there will be makeup and stuff like that inside of it. I don't wear a lot of makeup, but if somebody needs it, because not everybody shares, you know. So if somebody needs it, I usually will also put wipes in here as well.
Okay.
I have a sweater for when I get cold, or I usually wrap one around my waist and put one inside my suitcase in case somebody gets cold, or if I need easy access to one, it's around my waist. I have shorts, jean shorts, because if an extra designer needs you and they're like, do you have shorts or do you have jeans? I have those. And because they might have you just wearing necklaces or earrings or hats, so I just bring these for extra. I bring jeans as well. Sometimes they're like this. I had someone named Miss K have these made for me.
Okay, very cool. Miss K designs clothes. So if you guys don't know Miss K, make sure you follow her.
I have usually like a planner and a notebook in case somebody needs me to write something down.
Plus, you never know. Sometimes you're gonna, and I know everybody has phones nowadays too, but sometimes you're on set for long hours. It's not ever, it's not ever a bad idea to have a notebook or a planner, and sometimes just writing, or even just writing down the information that you are soaking in that you don't want to forget.
Lash glue / eyeliner, because people wear lashes, people wear eyeliner.
Yes.
So, of course, I bring an extra outfit, some plain jeans.
Mm-hmm.
I also, as well, bring, like, these diamond necklaces, like, and wooden jewelry, because I have this white outfit that I bring quite often, because the last fashion show I did it in, I didn't get quite as many pictures as I was like, and it wasn't quite as quality as I would like on some of them, not on all. Not to knock the person who took them.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
But I also have like the actual pieces, which my mom designed. She sewed it.
Okay, very cool.
Of course, I have extra outfits, some more. I have more than one extra outfit. This is my jewelry box that my grandma got for me for Christmas a few years back. And it just have all my necklaces, my earrings, everything that I would possibly need. It's a little messy, but most of the time I have it organized.
Okay, so I was about to say, because I did notice, and guys, it's really easy. You put two necklaces together and they're going to get wound up. One tip, okay, that I saw a model do, and when I saw it, I thought it was absolute genius, is she bought a tackle box. And that's how she put her jewelry in. So if you buy the tackle boxes, any fishing store or Walmart or whatever, they have individual compartments in them, and they clamp and seal so that they're not going to spill out. They're not going to mix together if they get tipped and twisted. So you can put individual necklaces in individual spots, or rings and earrings and things like that. It is so convenient. So if you do, I recommend keeping jewelry in your bag, and if you do that, I would recommend getting a little tackle box. It probably would be easier to transport your jewelry that way.
Plan on getting that. Stand on it.
Yeah. Even if it's a small one, whatever. There's big ones, there's small, whatever size you need.
My mom's probably gonna get the big one for her, and then the small one for me, because she has way more jewelry.
Yeah.
I also bring headphones. Yes. Because most of the time, somebody might need them, or you're just listening to stuff on like your tablet, your phone. So you always want backup.
Yes.
And then I bring like this spray, and it goes on like areas where you would get body odor at.
We call them hot spots. So you put it on, all your hot spot bodies.
It's one of my secret weapons. I bring like this rat-tailed comb, which I have to open this pouch for.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. So this is to kind of help with my edges. I kind of use the back side and this part. Most of the time, my mom don't do my edges because she claims she don't know how to do edges. She does. Same thing with makeup.
Maybe she just don't want to do your. She just thinks that it's time for you to do yours.
She's like, I can't do makeup. Don't say my makeup is good. And I'm like, claims. You claim. You don't know how. I also bring lip gloss. Okay. I make sure I bring like a whole bunch of different ones. Actually, I got colored. I got non-colored. I got moisturizing lip glosses.
Okay, very good.
Those are really important. I have on this one right now. It's one of my favorites. I use it every single day, even if I'm not going anywhere.
Very cool. Okay.
And then I also bring hand sanitizer because it's really, really important.
Yes.
And especially if you get something on your hands and you just need a quick
clean them. Yep.
So I definitely bring hand sanitizer, and I recommend it. Yes. I don't have to have it, but I recommend it.
I would highly recommend it. Guys, there are so many people touching all the garments. And if you're doing runway, especially, touching garments and touching you. And recommend it.
I definitely recommend extra outfits as well, and jewelry, because that's a really important part. Headphones, definitely recommend. Makeup bag, so it don't get all over like your clothes and stuff, and it stays in here. Even if inside of here gets messy, it's really easy to clean on the inside. Actually, it's not that bad. And make sure you don't want to put any makeup in like silky stuff, like on the inside. If it have silky, you're probably going to want to put something different, like pads or something.
Mm-hmm.
I got this rose. I kind of bring it every time because it kind of helps with my support system.
Okay.
And usually I would have a letter in here that my sister got me for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And it was just telling me how much she loved me and stuff.
Aww.
So usually I would bring that because it also helped when you feel overwhelmed or anything.
Gives you a little boost of confidence.
Yeah, your support system is there even without being there.
Even when they're not there. That's very true. I love it. Okay, what else do you got in this bag?
Of course, I bring pads. I bring lotion. This is one of my favorite. It smells so good. My mom, she loves it. Sometimes I get annoyed when she's like, "Can I get some of that lotion you always have?" I can get
So
really
be
annoyed.
sure though, guys, when you are, I got to smell this lotion now that she's bragged about it. Oh yeah, it smells good. Make sure though, when we talk about lotions and we talk about deodorants and perfumes, things like that, if you are walking in a fashion show, please, please, please be aware that you do not want to use these types of things or oils or any deodorants that are going to leave marks on the clothing items if you have to give them back to the designer. Now, if you're keeping them, it probably doesn't make a difference because you get to take them home and wash them. But if the designer is taking them back, sometimes they're just going straight back to a rack. So you want to make sure you're not getting them dirty or getting lotion or oil on them.
I would usually say get oil free.
Yes, 100% oil free. Do not do oils. Yes.
And then lotion in general, it can be really messy. So only put it on like the feet or areas that you need it ahead of time, like a few
way
hours
before you get there. Yeah, exactly.
Because then it will dry by the time you get there, and it will still be moisturized even without the oil in it. It still helps.
Yes. But please do not take baby oil to a set. Oh my gosh, don't do it.
And definitely do not put it in your suitcase because it can burst or it can mess it up.
Yes,
or it get all over the place. I've seen it happen before.
Oh yes, and that little lid leaks more than you guys know. I promise. I've seen it leak so much. It's really kind of crazy how much baby oil leaks. It's bizarre.
We were at a fashion show and somebody opened up their suitcase and they're like, my clothes. What has happened? Because I didn't need anything in there because all the designer provided clothes. And then somebody wanted them to model their like jewelry and their hats. And then they're like, what happened to all my extra clothes?
Oh no.
And everybody was helping them, and then I gave them like half the outfit. So
it's not good advice there. If you are going to take, I tell people do not bring oil. If you just absolutely cannot get away without bringing baby oil, put it in a bag or like a Ziploc bag so it does not get on anything. Because you get it on your hands and it's going to be on everything.
I would say double the Ziploc bag, like zip it up and then put it upside down, do it again. Because
I agree.
Yeah, it's so easy for it to get out of one.
Yeah, baby oils. I don't even use it. I don't even recommend using it. All right, what else do you got in this bag of yours?
I got like a breakdown mirror, a compound mirror.
Okay, the mirror's good. Mm-hmm.
You can just like put it in this area, and then you would have your mirror, and then you set all your makeup brushes and stuff right there.
Perfect. Okay.
So it's really easy to use. It's a Mary Kay mirror. In case you want to get one, I would say get one and get a suitcase this size, even if you don't pack a lot. Yes, I don't pack a lot. But I realized my heels, it needs a lot of space because I used
Speaking of heels, when we talk about I'm going to show everybody your heels here. I'm going to shut this so I don't spill all your stuff out.
You want to bring a wide variety.
You want to make sure that you have a variety of heels. So for me, when I do casting calls or when I do model boot camps, I want the girls to bring at least one pair of nude heels. Closed-toed, okay? We do not want to have open-toed at casting calls, okay? You want to do closed-toed heels, usually black for casting calls, but I want them to bring nude and I want them to bring black. Now, someone might say, those aren't heels, those are boots. Yes, they are boots. However, if you are not 100% comfortable walking in a pair of stiletto heels, or if you are not 100% comfortable walking in heels per se, this is okay, all right? There's still a heel on it, which is essentially what we're trying to get anyway, is just making sure that there's a heel, some sort of a heel, and you want to make sure that you walk, your walk looks comfortable and natural. So you don't want to make sure, you don't want to be in a pair of heels that you can't walk in, because then your walk is going to look off and funky, and you don't want that to happen. It's going to hurt you.
I usually bring higher heels. I need heels like Darlene has. She wears stilettos because one day we were like, okay, we're at practice. We both have our heels, but we don't need them.
Yes.
The parents are talking. We're getting this all sorted out, like what we're going to do. Because I asked, could she possibly be on a podcast in the future? And she was like, yeah, totally. And then the parents just started talking. So we were like, let's switch heels. We're going to do it. And my mom looks over and she's like, you can walk in those. We need to get you some stilettos. And I'm like,
oh, goodness.
Okay.
I could walk in heels in my younger days. Now I'm not so good at it. So I need a chunkier heel. All right, guys. What? You got more here. I'm going to let her show me. What else you got in this bag?
I got a sewing kit because my
very
mom.
important, actually.
Yeah, I know how to sew, but also so does my mom. And then this is like a pin cushion, so you can set all your little pins there. And my mom kind of just set up a small shop. So.
That's important too. And we talk about bringing like extra bras or extra things like that. Sometimes having a sewing kit is good just to be able to.
I recommend that you bring loom and deodorant, and you put on your deodorant before loom. And they have like these different scented ones that you can't really smell, but you can smell them when you like open them up and stuff. And it really helps. It's also another winner up against your hot spots to make sure that they don't get or turn into a hot spot. Because once you put this on and this kind of helps it stays, but it also helps give it backup without too much backup, because people buy stuff and then they're like, yeah, this should work. This should help with my deodorant, and they put it on, and then it don't work. It makes the hot spot even hotter. So you want to make sure that you bring these two.
I've never heard of this.
And you don't want to put too much. My mom, she buys packs of it, and you also want to make sure that you don't put too much. You only need like a dot on each arm, and then you need to rub it, and then you're good. Because
well, I'm gonna have to look that up. Loom is what that's called, guys. If you are interested, it's deodorant. It's almost like a lotion deodorant, I guess, is what
it's really simple. It comes out really easy, actually. You just kind of like got to squeeze, and then you got like a little dot.
All right.
And you could put it anywhere, honestly, and it don't even show.
So it could be like a lotion too.
It don't show on your clothes. Yes.
Very good. And it's not oil, no oils in it or anything like that.
No, it's not anything that's gonna make you sweat. Like for my leg, it's
very good. Okay. All right. Looks like I can't see it at all. Okay, guys. So that is, of course, all for this segment. We dug into Lessi's model bag. She has pretty much everything in here. Now, obviously, she's not going to a shoot, but, a couple things that are on my list that maybe aren't in here. Water and snacks. And I'm sure when she goes to events, she has those types of things with her.
I usually put them in, like, my mini backpack that I wear 24/7 because for my birthday this year, my neighbors, they got me $100 Juicy Contour bag, and I'm like, you guys didn't need to spend that much. And on top of that, they bought me gum and peanut M&M's, my favorite candy. And then they also got a rock painting set. So I was like, you guys did not have to spend this much money. And they're like, I just didn't know what to do, And then KP Project, I'm trying to get one of my neighbors to join the KP Project.
Very cool. Very cool.
So if you do see and request for an interview or anything, it's probably them.
Okay, very cool. So this season we're all full on everybody, but definitely I will start putting people on a waiting list for next season. So definitely would love to chat with them.
Do that as well, because next season I want to be here as well.
Okay,
even though that it's probably going to be the same, I feel like you'll switch it up a little bit.
We definitely will. It'll be different. It'll be the same, but it'll be different every season. Do different things. So every season will be a little bit different.
What did you guys do last season?
Last season really was not so many challenges as it was just us kind of being in the community and doing community things, and we did a couple of photo shoots. So it really truly was not geared like it is this year with the panels and the judging and the challenges. And
I feel like the judging and the panels won't be so harsh, because if you went to a pageant or like a simple modeling thing that would just you be judged on, sometimes it's something that the parents did that's being put up against the model. Sometimes it's just they don't like the model, so they're like, you're not getting in this show no matter what. So I feel like with you make sure that it's very even. You make sure there is no conflict at all. And if you see anything wrong, you will make sure immediately to tell that person that they're going to have to cut it or they're going to have to go.
Yeah, that's true. That is one thing about me. Yep. And that's part of the project is no harassing, no bullying, no ostracizing or leaving people out, or we want to make sure everybody feels welcome and feels like they're a part of the project. So you guys make sure that you are looking for these girls. They are starting to share and make their social media pages, and they will be sharing them and of course involved in lots of challenges. Some of them they're going to need your help for, that you may need to like their videos, you may need to duet them on TikTok or watch their reels on Instagram and leave comments. There's so many different challenges that you at home can help with as far as winning these girls some different prizes. Like they're going to win prizes along the way. All the social media challenges they can help with.
Today we have a social media challenge, so you can find me at Lessi Ashairah on Facebook, on all platforms. Actually, you could just find me at Lessi Ashairah, LESSI. Sometimes underscore, sometimes not. Most of the time you can find me without it though. And then ASHAIRAH.
Perfect. We'll make sure that we tag her in the comments so that you guys can find her as well. And if you want to get involved in the KP project, or maybe you're a business and you're looking to sponsor a great community service based project in the area, please message me. We would love to chat with you to see how you can get involved. And that's it for this episode. We're ramping down to our finale, so make sure that you guys are checking out all the other episodes and getting all the good information from Model Mania to help start your modeling career. And as always, we do model boot camps here at the studio, and those are going to continue to go on even after the season is done with the show. So make sure you hit us up and get involved in a boot camp. I promise you will not be sorry. That's it for today's episode. Peace and love. We'll be back for another one.